All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live presentation of call text. What this is, guys, is it's a weekly training, and what I'm going to be doing is I have a preset um, training that I'm going to be going over with you guys live. So I'm going to show you different things that you can do inside the program each week. And then after I walk you through the training each week, we'll open it up to Q&A. So if you have any questions as far as what you can do with the program, how you can set something up to implement a certain strategy that you use in your business, you can ask me after I'm done showing you what I have to show you for this week, okay? So, and then another thing, if you want, so that you don't forget your questions, you can always just go ahead and type those questions into the chat box so that I have them there for me ready to answer after I'm done walking you through what I have to show you. And then if not, you can always just ask after that. But again, just in the chat box, whatever questions you have, ask there, and then I can walk you through that and show you live how to do whatever you're having issues with or whatever you have questions about. Okay, but for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give it a few more minutes to let everyone else join in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Um, so in this week, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to build out a web form, and then where to go to get that the code for your web form so that you can go and put it onto whatever website that you have. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. And then if you guys can you go ahead and send me a message or type in the chat box saying that you can hear me and that you can see my screen. And then after I get those messages, we'll go ahead and move on. You want to hear me? Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, guys. So here we are. So for those of you that do not have call text yet, this is what the dashboard looks like. So as soon as you create your account, get your phone number set up, and then you go into the program itself, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Right here, just a basic breakdown of all the different communications that you have done within the past week. But what I'm going to be going over is right here in this section, the form builder. Okay, so this is for those of you that are using, email marketing in your business, and you're collecting leads using different online marketing strategies. Now, this can be tied into texting and calling and things like that, because on the forms themselves, you can ask for their phone number. And so let me just go into this one, for example. So let me just show you a form that I set up. And if I were to go over here, okay, guys, so, oh, come on. So this is the form that I set up. This is for an example form if I were going to put it onto a real estate investing website. Okay, so right here I have their first name, last name, email, cell phone. I asked them for their property information, so the address, city, state, zip code, and then I have that button down there that says "Get my free offer." So really, what this allows me to do is, if I slap this onto my website and I get people to fill out this form, I can do really three different things. Okay, so I can collect their data and add them as a contact. Number one. Two, if you notice, I'm asking them for their email address, so right then and there, as soon as they fill it out, I can send them a confirmation email and then also add them to an automated sequence, sending them emails, once a day for the next 7 days or 30 days, however long I wanted to set it up, and depending on how many emails I was able to build out. Okay, so I can start implementing email marketing strategies. And then the last one, the third thing that we can do is, since I'm asking them for their cell phone, uh, we can have automated text messages go out. Okay, so as soon as someone fills out this form, I can send them a text message saying, "Hey, we got your information. Um, we'll be reaching out to you shortly." And then you can also say, if you want, give us a call and we can speed the process up, stuff like that. Okay. And you can do things like sending them regular messages, picture messages, and you can even implement voice blasts into your marketing campaigns. Okay. So all of that can be done just by simply having them fill out a form. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild this form out for you guys so you can see how I do that, and then I'll show you where you can go to grab that code to put it on your website. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the form builder. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to click on this add form button right here, and then as soon as I click on that, it's going to take me to the settings. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out all the information for the settings. So I can do, let's just say, new lead thing, whatever. We can name it whatever we want. Online, this button right here, what that means is I want it to be active and enabled. Let's just say, for example, you had a form and then you put it onto a website, and you forgot which website you put that form on, but you wanted to take that form down. All you would have to do is come and uncheck this, and then the system will pull that form off. Okay, but we want it to be online. We also wanted to update the contact if their information already exists. Okay, so if Joe Smith came in and they started filling out this form and then did it 4 or 5 times, we obviously wouldn't want to have 4 or 5 different Joe Smiths in our system. So what we tell the system to do is go ahead and check their phone and email, and if we already have that as a contact, go ahead and just update it. So if he puts the exact same information, then nothing will happen to that contact. Okay, and then we can also tell the system to send us email notification. So I could do, yes, I want it to send uh, this email a notification every time this form gets filled out, and then I can name it. We can do form submission. Okay, so that's going to be the subject line, and then I can tell it where I want it to go. So this right here, as soon as they fill it out, we can tell it to redirect them to this URL. Okay, so if someone fills out this form that we're building, as soon as they hit the submit button, it's going to send them to this website right here. Okay, and then the last option is to send them a thank you email. You can either do it this way, or you can set it up to where you have a campaign send them an email as soon as they fill out a form. I like to do it that way, but this option right here is more for just those basic forms where you just want to capture some information, like a contact us form or something like that. Okay, so that's what this is for right there. If you're doing it for marketing purposes, I would recommend just using campaigns. And next week I'm going to be going over how to do that, how to do all the automation stuff. But for now, we'll just leave that unchecked. Okay, and then right here we can have it automatically tag them. So we can do, I'm going to pick this tag right here. We can also have it start a campaign if we wanted to. But again, tags also start campaigns. So you can choose to do either or you can have it tag certain, or give it certain tags and have it do different campaigns that aren't started by those tags. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and hit submit. Okay. So now we have the settings set up for a new lead online marketing form. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to click this little puzzle icon right here, and we're going to go into the builder. Okay. All right. So now we're in the builder. You can see that the only thing there is a button. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start pulling in all the different fields that we want to use. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we'll do 4 fields. We're going to do the first name, last name, phone, and email. So the way we do that is we're going to pull for the first name and last name, we're going to be doing single line text fields. So this box right here, what you're going to do is you're just going to click and hold and drag it into, or right here into this box. And we want to put it above the submit button. Okay. And I'm going to do that one more time. So now we're going to set up the first name and last name. All right. And now what we're going to do is I want to also get their, we'll do phone number next. So we're going to put phone input and then email input. All right. So now what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and change those labels. So this is going to be the first name. So I click that gear icon and then I'm going to choose the contact value to be the first name. The label is going to be first name. I'm going to make it required. And then the placeholder, we can have it say John Smith, or I'm sorry, John. What this does here, I'll show you guys, is hit OK. So now right there, you can see how it says John. That's just visually so they can see what they're supposed to type in. A lot of times I like to leave that blank. We're going to hit OK. And then we're going to do the next one. So it's going to be last name. I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it required. OK. And then we're going to hit the phone one. So value. And then for the phone, we want to make sure that you go down and you click phone. And then we'll put phone number. Acquire that one. And then last, so we're doing the email field. So we'll grab email. Okay, and then email address. Acquired. Okay. Oops. All right, awesome. So now we have these 4 main fields that we want to get from all the contacts that, or all the traffic that goes to our website. This is what we're going to want to get from them. And then last, what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and style this. So let's just say, for example, we're sending them to the website to get a free guide or something. Okay, so what we can do is we can go to change the text on that button. What you do is click the gear icon and see where it says submit. We can hit yes. Send me my free gift. Okay. Okay. and then button position. I'm gonna set the width to this to be, we'll say 450. And really, guys, this is all of this is just you're gonna have to just play with it so that you can size in and fit it to match your website. But I'm just gonna go ahead and really quickly just kind of style it the way I want it. So what I did is I made it thinner. I can take off the border if I wanted to so that it doesn't have the lines around it. Oops. And then shadow, we want to go ahead and take off the shadow. So now you can see that those lines are gone. And then the other thing we'll do is, so I went ahead and fixed the width of it. Now what I want to do is change the button. So we'll go ahead and center the button. We will go ahead and make it 100%. Okay. Text color, we'll leave that. I'm going to change this to 24, change that to 65. And again, I'm just messing with the style of it. Let me see, 55. Gift. Okay, and then what we can do is I want to change this to, let's try a red. Okay. So right now I changed the top background, so to match it, we can do the bottom. So now it looks like a flat button, and then the border, we can just take the border away. And then lastly, what I want to do is change the hover settings. So this is just basically when they hover over it, it'll change colors. I don't really care if it changes colors or not, so I'm just gonna just make it red again. Okay, so there it is, you guys. So I did the settings for the form. I went ahead and put the fields there, and then I went ahead and styled it the way I wanted to. So now what I'll do is I'll hit save. Okay. Awesome. So now the form is saved, and what I want to do now is, so once I'm ready to take this form and put it onto my website, I can go ahead and go back to it, and we're going to go to the settings. And then we're going to go to, first we can preview it, so we can just take a look at what it looks like. So again, this is what it looks like. This is how I set it up. Right here, what you can do is you can also come over to submissions, so you can see every single contact that filled out this form. The locations, what this does is it auto tags. Anytime someone fills out the form, the system uh, will go and see where that form is or where it's located on the internet. So if they fill it out on your homepage of your main website, it'll show right here. You know, if your website was 1-800-SellForCash.com, it would show right here. This form is located at 1-800-SellForCash.com, and it'll show any other website that this form was filled out on. So that's what the location is for. I showed you preview, and then the last one is right here. This JavaScript HTML snippet. Okay. Uh, these are the codes that you're going to take and put on your website, okay? And then the code that you pick depends on what website you're using. A lot of times, if you know what you're doing, then you'll know which one to pick. If you're using website providers, all you have to do is ask them, hey, do you guys use JavaScript or do you use HTML? Okay. Now, there's a lot of science behind it, and the difference is we can talk about it for hours and hours, but uh, the best way to do it is to just ask your website provider or your website developer which one to grab, and they'll tell you they'll tell you either JavaScript or HTML. Okay, and then the last method, if you want, what you could do is you could just do a direct URL. So if I were to open up this link right here, oops, sorry, wrong one. it'd bring me to this web page I showed you guys in the beginning. So you could design the form so that you could just send them directly to this website. Okay. So what call text does is it gets this form and auto generates a link for you to use. So you don't even have to set up the website if you didn't want to. Okay. And you can use services like Google or Bitly to shorten this URL, and then you can use that in your marketing. Um, let me see. Let me go back. And then the way we could do that is, if you wanted to, we can go back and one thing I didn't show you in the builder is how you can use uh, HTML properties, so we can actually add titles and things like that. So if I come back to this form, I can add right here. So right here is text HTML. What I can do is drag this over, put that there, and then I can edit that this is a text section. And then what I can do is fill out this form and get your free gift, right? And then we can highlight that, bold it, we can center it, we can make it, bigger if we wanted to. So let's go to 28. Okay, hit OK. Fill out this form and get your free gift. And then I'm going to hit save. Close these out. Okay, so now if I were to go back over here, and then go up and click on that. And then we would open up that link. Now we have this right here, okay? So again, you can mess with it as much as you want and kind of style it and make it look the way you want it to. This is obviously a lot easier than going out and trying to build your own website or hiring a developer. So you can do it that way. Obviously, if you're going to get really into online marketing, I do suggest getting a website, but this is just for those of you that just want to quickly, start generating leads online. You can use this, okay? So that's there as well. So that's one of the three options for hosting that form. So again, you just take one of the two codes, put them on your website, or just go ahead and use that direct URL right there. Okay, guys. So anyways, that's how we set up forms. One other cool little neat feature about the form builder itself is, let's say you spent a lot of time on building out a web form and you really liked it, and then you wanted to make a similar web form, maybe just minus one of the fields. All you have to do is right here we give you the option to copy it. So if I were to, like, this free cash offer, that one that asks for all that information and have like 8 different fields, what I could do is click that copy button and then free cash offer copy. So I would just name it differently, and then when I hit OK, we're gonna do 2. When I hit OK, now what it'll do is it'll duplicate that form for me, and then I can edit that form and start building off of that and making changes. Okay, whether that's adding or taking stuff away. But again, that's just another cool feature. Anyways, so that's how we build forms inside of the program. Again, you can do stuff like tagging them, and then so that it allows you to start building automation features, uh, so that you can do things like texting or emailing and stuff like that. Again, I'm going to walk you through how to set all of that up next week in next week's training. But I just wanted to go over this part right here so that next week when we dive into that part of it, all the other stuff's already set up. Okay. So anyway, so now I'm gonna go ahead and open it up to any questions that you guys have. If you want me to show you how to do something, it doesn't have to be about the form builder itself. It can be, just anything else inside of call text. Go ahead and ask away, and then I can go ahead and walk you through that. Okay. Okay, sorry guys. I don't know why the webinar software just kind of took a dump on me. Okay, so Richard, you asked if there is anywhere else that the training videos are set up for viewing. There is. Let me grab that link for you. We're working on putting a page onto the website, but we're just adding that over right now. We're getting all of the different weekly trainings up and running, and then we're going to push that over. But for now, there's a link that I'm going to send you guys. Let me go ahead and grab that for you. Okay, here you go. This link right here, guys, is for you guys to go and view all the past weekly trainings. So if you want to go back and just watch those, the first video is going to be a basic walkthrough. So I go through all the different tabs. I believe let me see here. I know last week we went over setting up virtual numbers. So um, all the different settings inside of a virtual number. And then a couple weeks ago, so 2 weeks ago, we did a contacts walkthrough, so I showed you guys how to do contact importing and stuff like that. And then the week before that, if you go, you'll see everything. But the week before that, I kind of went through a basic walkthrough of automating campaigns and stuff like that. So what I'll be showing you next week, I went into a little bit of detail in one of the trainings, but so next week I'm going to be going into a complete overview of how to set all of that up. Okay. So we had another question where what's your email? Okay, so the best email to reach us at is right here. So I'm sending you an email. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and email that support@calltext.com. And then if you are a member, we do have um, a ticketing system. So if you also want to do a ticket, you can add a ticket, and then the support team will get back to you as quickly as possible. Oh, Dustin, I did not see your question. Okay, so can you go over the call forwarding process? So what you're asking is, let me go ahead and share my screen one more time. Dustin, if you can you send me a message letting me know that um, you can see my screen? Awesome. Okay, so forwarding a phone number, pretty simple. So what I'll do is I'm going to go inside of this virtual number right here, and then so there's three options for virtual numbers. You can send it directly to voicemail, you can have it appear, or you can have it show up inside of the app itself. So the program, what will happen is if someone calls and you have it set to go to web app, it'll actually pop up on your screen and you can answer it or decline it from right here inside the program. And then the last option is to forward to a specific number, which is what you're asking for. So what you would do is you would click on forward to number, then scroll down, and then right here in the call forward settings, oops, you would just enter in, oh, come on. You would enter in information right here, okay? Forward to, and then send a text message to. And if you want to go more into detail with that, last week's training, I went over everything as far as how to set up a virtual number. So that is in there as well. So you can always just go back and watch last week's video too if you need more information on that. This being a web-based system, what is the backup plan for accessing your info? Put down. We have, I believe, like 2 or 3 different backup servers. So if it ever goes down, your information won't get lost. Okay, guys, what I'll do is I'll just give it a few more minutes. If you have any more questions, go ahead and ask away. And then if there's no more questions, we'll go ahead and end this week's call, okay? So Richard's asking, is the contact information added to the CRM downloadable? Yes, it is. You have the option to, let's say you have upload or you added hundreds and hundreds of contacts and you wanted to export them. You can definitely do that. And if you go to that training page that I sent you to and watch the training on, let me see what it's called, contacts walkthrough. I show you exactly how you can download your entire list of contacts, or you can download them in a segmented list based on which tags they have. Okay, so in that training, I go into detail on that. But to answer your question, yes, you can um, download that your contacts information. Yeah, okay, so you're asking now if you can import them. Yeah, you can definitely import them. You would just use an Excel CSV file. Again, if you watch that training for contacts, I walk that one. I spend actually the most time showing you how to not only import them, but if you import them and you made a mistake or you wanted to add another row to their information, I actually show you how you can update that same list of contacts by simply just uploading that list again. But again, so yeah, so you can definitely import your existing list of contacts. Okay, so it looks like there isn't any more questions. If you do end up getting questions, you can always just email us at the support email. It is support@calltext.com. And then again, if you want me to show you how to do something live, you can always just jump on the call. We have it every week on Wednesday. It's going to be the same link. So every time I send an email every Wednesday morning, it has that same link. So if you want to just save that link, you can always just uh, go back to this same training uh, by clicking that link. Okay. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's training. Make sure that you go and check out the different trainings by going to that link, and then I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye bye.